Where do you get your organic waste from? You'll see my two best friends behind me. This is Master Shelton and Mr. Classic, and they provide Sun State Organics with an abundant source of waste materials each and every day. I want to discuss the composting aspects of this project with you now. We have a in-vessel rotary composter here that we've set up for you. This composter can handle your kitchen waste, your landscape waste, even your office waste. It comes with a compost calculator to help you determine exactly what to put in it and exactly the right ratios. It's a rather revolutionary machine in its own way, because one of the biggest challenges right off the bat that most people have with composting is, I need a permit. Well, with this machine, you do not need a permit. There is nothing to permit. Nothing touches the ground. There's no emissions from it, and there is no place, no regulator in the world that would make you have to have a permit for this. That's why we like it so much, number one. Second of all, this machine in a 7 to 10 day period will do a complete pathogen, parasite, and weed seed kill. It has built-in temperature probes in it. If a regulator were to come here and say, well, I don't believe you're really getting all of those things done, prove that to me. I can go into the back of the machine and I can pull off a temperature sensor and I can pull it into my computer, and it'll do a complete readout with graphs to show that yes, there has been at temperature a complete pathogen kill. It's rather easy to operate. It comes with a fully computerized panel. With this panel, we can make the machine go up or down. The machine spins around. There's an air induction fan in the back, and it pumps air into this chamber, spins the waste around, and to make sure that the chamber is completely oxygenated. So after about 7 days of doing this, we're able to take the waste out of the vessel, and we store it for about 2 months to let it age and ripen up and become mature compost, that good, rich, black compost that you're so familiar with. Part of the material that comes out of this machine goes into our vermiculture system, which we'll discuss after this. The worms will take as much food as you can feed them. They eat exactly their own weight every day. So if I have 10 pounds of worms in my vermiculture system, I can feed them 10 pounds of waste every day. But let's discuss that later. So it's fully automated. We can have this operate on its own in manual mode, or we can auto do this because it's a programmable logic controller that's running this whole thing. For now, let's just do a manual. So we can raise the machine, and the reason why we raise the machine is to make it easier on loading. It operates very similar to the way a cement truck would operate. Once we have it raised up, we can then turn it. And as we put the waste in the machine, the waste by itself moves on back, so it becomes easy to fill. Similarly, when we want to exit the waste from the machine, we would tilt the machine down, as you can see it's happening, and again we spin it and it auto ejects the waste right out of the machine. In between those two cycles, the machine just sits here in a level mode, and it comes on for about 5 minutes a day, pumps oxygen into it, shuts itself off, and it uses very little energy. We're talking maybe a 20-watt bulb here of energy every day. So it's very, very minor what it's using. But after a while, it's all filled, it's all composted. So now it's tilted down, and we spin it again, and out comes the waste. So it's easy to operate, it's fully articulated, it can be taken anywhere. This is a mobile edition, it's on wheels. We can also put this on a trailer. We can also create stationary models. So this is our in-vessel, fully articulated rotary composter. Try to say that 3 times fast. Let's look at vermiculture systems now. Worms are probably nature's greatest composters, and we've built systems that worms seem to love to be housed in. This particular model is our smallest model, and it handles about 25 pounds of compost a day. What we do is once the compost is made in the rotary composter, we take a portion of that and feed it to the worms. For every 10 pounds we put in, we get about 4 pounds of worm castings out at the end of the process. This model is fully insulated. Even though we live here in Florida, it does get to be very cold here in the wintertime from time to time. Worms typically like to have a temperature range of about 70-75 degrees. We keep this at about a moisture level at about 40 to 50%. And sometimes, depending on where you're going, we use heating coils to make sure that the worm bed stays nice and warm and toasty for the worms. The vermicast that comes out of this system, we mix at about a 7-to-1 ratio with the compost, and we put it in our air pruning bags, hang it on our system, and grow any kind of food that you'd ever want to grow. It has all the micro elements in it, it has all of the nutrition, all of the microbial activity to ensure that the plants are getting exactly what they need. So it's very simple to operate. We put about 25 pounds in at the top every day, and down here at the bottom we take out probably about 10 pounds of castings a day. It's a continuous flow system. Unlike the batch flow composter, this is a continuous flow system, and you feed it every day and take some of the worm castings out every day. We find it to be one of the lowest cost ways to provide 100% organic nutrition for our plants. It's a great plant food.